Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Miss Criticizer 2021. Hope you all are well. Now, you know me, I criticize everything from pop culture to trends to news to etc. So if you're here for the very first time, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Please like this video. Oh, you see, this dropped, hence why you should like the video. So I was on the Beyonce's internet, just chilling, relaxing, and I saw that Wizkid put out a post. A very controversial post. Now let me read it. Wizkid said, "I am not a effing Afrobeat artist. Don't call me that. Ho?" I said, damn. Who the hell is he calling a hoe? And then the second part, "And if you like Afrobeats, don't download my album." And there was uproar regarding this on the internet. He eventually issued a second statement. Yeah, let me read it. "You lost people always want someone to educate you. You got your phone, Google research shit, or take a flight and see the world. And don't be ignorant and stupid all the time. Listen, am I African? Yes, but I do not make all sorts of music. Fine music, but I don't want this labeled just Afrobeats. That's like saying every American artist make rap. That's stupid. That is why no matter how good or amazing the music we make, be it R&B or whatever genre, we all get nominated in one Africa category or the other. I've made songs from different genres of music. Made in Lagos is not an Afrobeat album. It's a fusion of different sounds. Real music, the word Afrobeat was made up by y'all to put all we make into a box. Fela created Afrobeat. Afrobeat, so Afrobeat. I make all sorts of music, fusions of sounds. I'm an artist before anything else. True to my art, not scared to try shit. Now y'all can drink some milk." Okay, so you want to know my opinion. For me, I've been following Afrobeats. Yes, and I will say that I've been following Afrobeats before it even got mainstream. I was one of the few listeners, even when I was young, back to The Bunch, Timaya, P Square, Sasha P, Banky W. Basically all those people. At that time, Afrobeats didn't sound exactly that way. But to me, Afrobeats is an umbrella of various genres, specifically in Nigeria. Yes, it was influenced by Fela Kuti, even though his genre was basically Afrobeat and not Afrobeats. It was a fusion of high life, other things, and all that stuff, yeah. And so I've always been a lover, advocate for Nigerian music, other African music. I used to follow it, yeah. And let's just be honest, Afrobeats started taking off specifically by, I'll say, Wizkid, Davido of the last years, before the rest followed, even before this guy followed, Burna Boy. And you know, I would say that even when it became really popular outside of Africa, these two artists were the ones that were selling. And they brought Afrobeats like to the world. UK was, I'll say, the first place in Europe, because there's a huge African community here. Same in the States, but it was always within. And every single time when we call Afrobeats artists, it's always Wizkid, Davido, okay, eventually Burna Boy. Yeah? But the thing is, I just think it's a slap in the face. And I know Wizkid, he lost his mom You know, he's grieving. I know how it feels. I've lost my mom too. And I'm not sure if he's having an episode. But at the end of the day, you cannot be insulting people. Yeah, hoes and all this. These were your fans. And some of these artists, they need to get off their high horse. Yeah? Listen, at the end of the day, yes, we respect your craft. But if it was not for the push that your fans gave you, that some of the DJs gave you, the radio stations gave you, some of the, like the BBC extras, all those Afrobeats, let's just say DJs on the radios, the promoters, everybody that came together, because at the end of the day it was a group. Everybody pushed, the publicist, everything, for this genre to have its recognition. And the thing is, like, the Afrobeats genre gets, I feel it sometimes get disrespected. You have people like Burna Boy saying that, oh, what is Afrobeats is nothing. He said that also before. Then you have other diaspora saying that what the hell is Afrobeats? It's just a mix of dance hall and some African American beats, jazz, etc., etc. And I'm like, if you listen very well to the Afrobeat sound, it has a distinct sounds. It has the drums. It has certain basses. That's very, very unique towards Afrobeats. And it's an umbrella genre used in different ways. Some people feel like it sounds the same. Reggaeton sounds the same every single time. That's even and that's not to put reggaeton down. But sometimes it's the same beat they use. Afrobeat can be used in various ways. So I understand he does not want to be labeled. Now the other part is that I understand he does not want to be labeled, but you're not going to say I'm not a freaking Afrobeat artist, don't treat me like, who the hell do you think you are? We know you make fusion music, and I understand it. There, I feel under that genre. I also hate it when, for example, you have other artists from other African countries, and then, for example, some people, especially Americans, will say, "Oh yeah, I love Afrobeat music." Somebody, maybe there's an artist. I think I watched it before, Casper Nyovest from South Africa. He does hip hop, South African rap. And then somebody said to him, I think it was at the BET Awards, somebody who interviewed him said that, oh, yes, yes, oh, wow, you do Afrobeat music. And he said, no. So that one, I understand it, because he doesn't. Africa has over, how many? Over million music genres. And I say million. In one country, there's various sounds. Yeah? You have so many other sounds. You have Kizomba in Angola. You have Sukus in Congo. You have so many sounds. So it's not just limited. You have bonga music in Tanzania. So it's so many sounds. And I understand that, yes, every time when we go to international awards and all that, they only box us in one category. They did that for the MTV Awards. They did that now for the Grammy Awards, which I've always had an issue with. Whereas Africa is very broad, is very vast. Why don't we get like expanded categories? And it's only as of recent years that they've put us in this category. I remember the MTV Europe Awards, they came up with the African category. I think it was 10 years ago, before now that the American Awards did that. Whereas, for example, the Latin world, they have equal categories than the US one. But again, I understand their situation is different because they have a massive community in the US and they've been there for a very long time. I understand it's quite different, but in some part I agree that yes, he doesn't want to be labeled as an Afrobeats artist, but at the end of the day, it's thanks to Afrobeats that you were popping. We know you make fusion music, but we are calling what we've known you for predominantly. Yeah, there are some artists that, for example, in Nigeria or in Ghana and all that, they make usually reggae music. Somebody like Shatawale and Stoneboy, I call them raga artists because that's what they're mostly known for. Here and there, they pop a couple of Afrobeat songs or they use the beats, But at the end of the day, it's all about the beats. How you flow on it, how you sing on it is different. You don't do pop music. So for you to say it that way, his wording was wrong. Now his second statement that he put out, some of the things he did make sense, but it is how you say it is which comes off very, very disrespectful. You need to get off your high horse. If you have an issue with how things are perceived and all that, why don't you even attend your own awards in Nigeria, the Headies and some of the other awards? When they get big, they seek for outside validation, and it is the outside validation that put them in one box, that put them in one category. Yeah, whereas your homegrown one, even that usually puts you on, you just basically kind of ghost them. And I remember, and like I said, when it came to the BET Awards back then, they also came up with Best African Act and Best International Act. And at that time, I saw Wizkid gladly going, even though they didn't even present the award on stage, which of course we all had an issue with. We knew that it had to do with sponsorship and all that stuff. Thankfully, now they've presented it on stage. And now you feel too good for that? Why? Because things didn't work your way? Why can you not invest that in let's say, I don't know, why can't we all come together and say that, listen, we want to set demands to create various categories and all those things, instead of complaining? And you're the so-called, what? Because let's be honest, I do like Wizkid's music at the end of the day. Me personally, I'm somebody who vibe more with Davido's music, and it's nothing against Wizkid. He does more chill music, but Wizkid is good life. Yeah, no diss to him. But my thing is that, dude, you better calm down. But yeah, my issue is just the fact that they group everybody in one category, whereas we're a variety. We have the Francophone music industry. We have the Lusophone industry. The Lusophone is the Portuguese-speaking one. We have various blends of cultures, which should be named differently. And yes, it shouldn't be all boxed Afrobeats, but I'm just saying that Afrobeats is the biggest genre in the whole of Africa, the one that has opened the doors, the ones that have paved the way. Yes, we're now hearing of Amapiano music, which is also good, to be honest. It is also good. It's doing numbers. It's doing well on TikTok. The dances are good. Everything is good. So at the end of the day, there's more room for all of us to grow and all bring our own genres to the world. Anyway, guys, take care. Bye-bye. Don't forget to like, eh? Don't forget to share, subscribe.